Hi everyone, we've got a question here about the large dataset for Edexcel. Stav is studying the large dataset for September 2015. He codes the variable daily mean pressure x using the formula y is equal to x minus 1/10. The data for all 30 days from Hern are summarized by sigma y equals 214, sigma y squared equals 5912. State the units of the variable x. So that is going to be hectopascals. So that is hectopascals. Okay, or we could write that as HPA, hectopascals. That's fine. Now, part B. Find the daily mean pressure for these 30 days. Okay. Right, now let's think about this. So we've got this coding here for it is coded with y is equal to x minus 1010. Okay, so what that means is we can say that x, rearranging this, is therefore going to be y plus 1010. And if we're talking about the mean, okay, then this coding is going to be the mean is going to equal the mean plus 1010, like that. So we need to calculate this mean here. Now, how are we going to do that? Let's have a look. We've got that it's going to be sigma y over n plus 1010, and we're told in the question that sigma y is 214, and that it's 30 days that Stav is studying this data for. So we can work out that, so that gives us 1017.3 hectopascals. So that is our answer to how we would calculate that. Because if this is the coding we use, then the mean is going to be affected in that way, like that. Because it's just like a linear kind of translation. Okay, that's fine. Now, find the standard deviation. Now, what can we say about the standard deviation? So, the standard deviation, let's have a look. So we're going to say that sigma x is going to be the same as sigma y. Okay, so in other words, the coded standard deviation is going to be the same as the regular standard deviation, and that's because a coding of this type doesn't affect the spread of the data. Okay, because all we're doing is taking every single data point and we're subtracting or adding something to it, depending on how we've got the formula rearranged. Okay, so basically what's happening is the standard deviation, the whole data set is just moving, is being coded by being moved to the left or the right. And because it's just being moved to the left or the right, how spread out the data is unaffected. So therefore, the standard deviation doesn't change. So sigma x is the same as sigma y. Okay, so we can just calculate our standard deviation using the information that's given. Now, if you remember, the standard deviation, we are given a version of the formula for it in the formula booklet. But if you remember that standard deviation is the square root of the square of the mean minus, sorry, the mean of the squares minus the square of the mean, should I say. There we go. So the mean of the squares minus the square of the mean square rooted is what our standard deviation is. So therefore, in this case, our sigma x is equal to our sigma y. So our sigma x is going to be the same as the square root of sigma y squared, which is going to be 5912 over 30, minus the 214 over 30, all squared from before. And when we work that out, that turns out to be 12.09 is our standard deviation there. So that's our answer for part C there. Find the standard deviation for the daily mean pressure, which is the x. Okay, that's fine. Good. Okay, now the next bit. Stav knows that in the UK, winds circulate in a clockwise direction around a region of high pressure and in an anti-clockwise direction around a region of low pressure. The table gives the daily mean pressure for 3 locations from the large data set on the 26th of September 2015. So we can see we've got 3 locations there. And we've got the daily mean pressure and the cardinal wind direction. The cardinal wind direction for these 3 locations in a random order are west, northeast and east. You may assume that the 3 locations are all under a single region of pressure. Using your knowledge of the large data set, place each of these cardinal wind directions in the correct location in the table, giving a reason for your answer. Okay, now basically, I don't think I've come across anybody who knew what was going on with this question, to be fair. This kind of like really confused people. So let's have a little think about it. So I've got here an image of the UK from the large data set, okay? And I've got a badly drawn representation of the UK here as well. So we've got our 𝗬𝗟𝗃𝗃 up there, we've got our Heathrow here, and we've got Herne here. And we're assuming that we're under a single region of pressure. So first of all, we've got to decide, are we in a high pressure region or are we in low pressure, okay? Because that's going to affect whether the wind is going clockwise or anti-clockwise. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Our mean plus 1 standard deviation. Okay, the mean is going to be 1017, and the standard deviation we've just calculated is 12.09. So if we work out the mean plus 1 standard deviation, so the mean plus 1 standard deviation is going to be, because we found our mean to be 1017 from earlier in the question, and our standard deviation is 12. That's going to be 1017 plus 12.1. So therefore, that is 10291. That's like the mean plus 1 standard deviation. Now let's have a look at the values in the table. You can see that we've got 1029, 1028, and 1028. So they're all broadly similar to 1 standard deviation above the mean. So that means that we're in a high pressure region, because we would be in a low pressure region if we had significantly below the mean, okay? But we've got above the mean. They're all in the region of about 1 standard deviation above the mean, so therefore we're in a high pressure. Now that means the winds are going to be circulating clockwise. So here we are in the UK, and let's have a look. We're under a single region of high pressure, and that pressure is going clockwise. So let's first of all consider up here 𝗬𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃. So basically the winds are blowing around, and you can see up there in 𝗬𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 the winds are coming in from the west. So as it goes around, the winds are coming in from the west, okay? So we're going to say 𝗬𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 matches west. We've got Heathrow, and then we've got Herne there. Okay, let's next consider Heathrow. Okay, so Heathrow next. So here we are under this region of pressure. The winds are coming in, coming around, and they're coming in like this to Heathrow. So therefore, the winds for Heathrow are coming in from a northeasterly direction. So Heathrow, we're going to say northeast. Is that one of the options? Yes, it is. And then finally, by a process of elimination, Herne has to be the east. But let's see if that makes sense. Again, here we are. The winds are coming around like this. So from Herne, they're coming in from the east. So that does make sense. So we're going to say east there. So that's how you would kind of work out and match those values in the table. I think a little bit tricky, and as I say, please don't worry if you're looking at this question and thinking, what on earth is going on there? I've yet to come across a student who knew exactly what was going on that question, to be fair. Okay, I hope you're finding these videos helpful. Remember, if you're finding them useful, do remember to like and subscribe to the channel. That's going to help me keep on making more videos moving forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.